Hey guys, good morning. It's Brent. I'd like to welcome you to another episode of our program here. Today, we're going to be talking about fear and how you can overcome that in your life. I apologize. It's been a while since I've done a video. It's been about a week. On the way home from Texas, I've noticed I was feeling a little gravelly voiced and under the weather. Got home, man, had the flu. So I spent the last week battling that, finally feeling better. So coming back out of it for you. Hope you've had a great week. We had a great time in Texas, had a great audience, just a great trip all the way around. Have some video for you guys. We shot some video of the show. We also saw some videos at South Fork there in Dallas. So we'll get those edited for you. We're going to get back on a normal schedule again. We've got some flying in and out over the next couple of months with seminars and events, but we're going to keep these going for you. So today, I just want to talk about fear, because fear is so prevalent in our lives nowadays. It seems like fear controls us, fear and anxiety. You know what it's like to be afraid of something. Everybody is. It doesn't matter if it's thunderstorms, flying, the dentist, strangers, or losing someone close to you. Fear is a normal reaction, and it warns our bodies, to be careful. Anxiety is a type of fear. It deals more with worry and the future, rather than fearing something that is present already. When fear and anxiety become a pattern in our lives, they become a problem. So remember, when fear becomes a pattern, it becomes a problem. If your plugged drain in the kitchen sink is a problem, do you ignore it? No, you call a plumber or you try to fix it yourself. When fearfulness causes harm to your physical and mental stability, and you find yourself avoiding things that might create more fear, don't ignore it. When anxiety becomes a debilitating thing that leaves you cowering and sick, don't try to push it away. What you need to do, you need to overcome that fear. You need to overcome that anxiety. That sounds easy. You're making that sound easy, but how do I do it? Trust me, I get it. But I'm going to give you some advice on how you can banish fear and anxiety from your life. I used to have such anxiety. No matter what I was doing, where I was in the world, I could wake up in Iceland. I could wake up on vacation. I could wake up in my bed. It didn't make any difference. Such fear and anxiety and dread. And I almost forget what that's like, because it's been so long since I've had it, but it was crippling. So one thing you can do right away is learn more about it. Learn more about your fear. Education only helps. Now, this first idea is probably the hardest one, but it's also the one that's so necessary. You can't overcome a fear that remains hidden somewhere in the dusty regions of your subconscious. You have to face it. When you turn your face towards someone, you see that person and learn what he looks like and how he's acting. When you turn towards your fear rather than away from it, you notice things about your fear that you didn't know before. This awareness helps you overcome it. Awareness is the key to so many things. The moment you become aware, you're already winning the battle. To help yourself face your fears and anxiety, try keeping a journal over a period of 2 or 3 weeks. Record any patterns that you notice. Do your hands turn clammy and your stomach clench up when you hear the doorbell? Do you experience more symptoms of anxiety in the morning or in the evening? What do you tend to do when fear arises? Jot down anything that seems significant to you. Transferring your fear patterns and symptoms into writing can help demystify them. They're no longer so big and so insurmountable. Most importantly, learning all about your fear gives you an idea of how to counter it. Now, the next thing you can do is use your imagination in positive ways. And imagination is an amazing, incredible thing. It gives you power. It gives you creativity. It gives you the ability to think outside the box. Unfortunately, an active imagination can be a harmful tool when it causes you to think about negative things. Your imagination can magnify your fears, making your situation seem much worse than it actually is. So instead of letting your imagination lead you down the dark corridors of fear, purposely use it for overcoming fear. How do I do it? Well, pick a calm moment when you're relaxed and not anxious. Close your eyes and imagine yourself in a situation that normally causes you fear. For instance, if you're afraid of being lost in a crowded building, picture yourself in a busy airport. Now imagine yourself handling the situation peacefully, perfectly. You don't freeze, you don't begin to cry. Instead, you search for an information desk or a sign that will help you regain your sense of direction. You imagine yourself reaching the correct parking lot, unlocking your car door, and driving safely home without any incident whatsoever. The peace you experienced in your imagined scenario can actually help you get through the actual ordeal more peacefully. Now, it's also important to do this. You can use your brain in a different way than usual. We fall into patterns. We fall into ways of doing things, and without realizing it, we've created this pattern in our life. Your fear and anxiety, they arise out of a certain part of your brain, and they allow emotion to overcome rational thought. When you feel your fearful symptoms coming forward, try to use a different part of your brain. Think about numbers, for instance. A nurse in the hospital might ask a patient to rate his pain on a scale of 1 to 10. Use this scale for your anxiety. How anxious are you when 1 is perfectly calm and 10 is your very worst? Stop and analyze. Do you rate your fear at 7? Good. You can work on lowering that now to a 4 or a 3. Try using the next step to lower your fear rating. And the next thing is to focus on your breathing. Now, breathing is more important than you think. Usually, anxiety begins with short breaths. The short breaths cause a number of negative reactions in your body, which quickly become an anxiety attack. The key to overcoming these fast outbreaks of anxiety is to control your breathing. Fortunately, deep breathing isn't complicated. Once you've recognized that you're becoming fearful, just stop and focus on your breath. Take a breath in and then slowly let it out. Make sure your exhale is longer than your inhale. This isn't just some psychological trick. Deep breathing forces your body to physically calm itself. Now, when you're in that state, a great thing to do is to practice mindfulness. You've heard about mindfulness, but what is it? Well, mindfulness is a passive thinking activity that allows you to become more aware of your fear. As you learned earlier, awareness. That will help you overcome your fear and anxiety. Practicing mindfulness during some of your less severe times of fear and anxiety is a game changer. When you recognize your fear symptoms arising, sit down and think about what's happening to you. This is like making a mental journal entry. Observe the symptoms as they arise, but don't do anything about it. Just sit and keep track of yourself as the moments continue. Being passive raises your self-awareness, and it prevents you from doing the typical things you do when you experience fear. It helps you get out of that rut. Now, one last piece of advice, and something that's always worked well for me: use nature as a tool, right? Nature is an excellent therapist. It's an excellent therapist. And you can do this by just going for a walk. Natural beauty is found everywhere, in parks and backyards, everywhere. There's something green and growing, helps you reduce symptoms of fear and anxiety. Nature calms us. It reduces our stress levels and changes our moods from anxious to relaxed. Plus, the physical activity of walking or jogging outside requires us to use our brains differently, which can cause a switch from irrational fear to clearer thinking that can help us overcome those fears. This is so important, my friends. Fear rules the lives of so many people. But fear is something we can control, and it's important to get a handle on that. So let me know what you think. Let me know how it's working in your life. What are you doing? Let me know in the comments down below. Now, we just started our quit smoking program. We have a lot of members who are trying to quit. We have a lot of members who have already quit and are willing to help out some of the others. So we thought we would create a group where we do just that, where we bring the smokers and the former smokers together. We give them accountability partners, and we help them quit and loosen the grip that smoking has on their lives. It's a free program. We're going to start it in the group. If you're interested, drop me a message or send me an instant message, or drop me a comment down below and let me know. And let's get a group together and let's do this. Quitting smoking years ago was one of the best things I ever did, getting out from under that addiction. And I want that for you too. So if you're interested, drop us a message and let us know. Now, remember, we're back. We're going to try to do every morning, 10 o'clock for these episodes. We're working on something new for you. We're going to do an evening series, something financial like we did with the Science of Getting Rich. So that's going to be coming up soon. Watch for that. Don't forget, if you haven't joined our Facebook community, now's the time. We are like-minded people banded together, helping, empowering each other to see that there's so much out there that we just don't realize, and that we are in control of our minds and thus our lives. We're co-creating our existence, and that life should be a life by design, not a life by default. Don't live just, some people just exist. Whatever appears in front of them, they live, good, bad, indifferent. Why not co-create your life instead? Join us in our Facebook community. It's facebook.com/groups/students of self-empowerment. Excuse me. I'll take a little drink here. Also, don't forget, it is almost the holiday season. If you're looking for something this year, mom doesn't need more perfume. Dad doesn't need another ugly tie. Why not give the gift of self-empowerment? Give the gift of transformation this year. I offer all sorts of programs and my books, also my one-on-one mindset coaching program, where I work with my clients hands-on, one-on-one. We meet weekly via Zoom, and we tackle your problems. We take all of your goals, we infuse them with new energy and power, and then we push them forward, and we help you attain them. If you're interested, go to brentwebb.com. If you're interested in any of my books or courses, just go to brentwebb.com/shop. That's all I got for you. I'll be back again tomorrow. And just remember, no matter where you are in the world, don't worry. Be happy and feel good. I'll see you tomorrow.